What's going on, guys? It is time to essentially like a small review and let you guys know that one, I will be doing my own Honkai channel. I think that it's better, so I don't have to when you do different uploads. And if you guys want to know why other creators are doing it, it's because of that. They are doing that specifically because of the algorithm. The algorithm doesn't benefit people that like this channel. If I were to put a little bit of Honkai Star Rail and then switch it up because another game comes out or something like that, you get wrecked. So it is 100 times better to make a brand new channel. Hopefully that one gets monetized, and that's what a lot of creators are hoping for at the moment. So link will be to the Star Rail channel in the description. It used to be my Arcland channel, but I don't know what's happening with that game, so I'd rather just you can only have so many channels activated in a year. I think that's how it works. So yeah, so hopefully you guys go subscribe to that if you guys want to see more. I think the first video I'm going to put up there is going to be my summons, which will be resolved near the ending of this well, not the end of this video, but I'll do it after we play a little bit more. One of the things that I wanted to do is compare a game that could be really good for my channel or in general, just for the gacha sphere in general. And I wanted to combine that with the act of an old game that's actually going out of, that is going off of service, I think, next month. That's going to be EXOS Heroes. Now, EXOS Heroes, when it first started, it actually came off with a bang, right? Everyone loved it. It had the same elemental system. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to keep playing this. It's not going to be like a story playthrough or anything like that. But what it is going to be is to kind of compare, and I'm going to go to the fighting system so it'd be a little bit easier to explain what I'm talking about while progressing the story so you guys can see it.
Let's get going. Ace!
Oh, damn! Sweep the leg! What?
Have an ice day.
Got his ass. And now we're fugitives. Sweet. Hey, I was talking to her earlier. She got mad at me. So here we go. So one of the things that I really liked about EXOS was this. I think I feel like this game even has the same like viewpoint outside of them zooming into this one character, right? I actually may have had that. I might have to like find my old EXOS videos. It won't be hard. Don't shut up. Don't talk to me. All right. So a lot of, as you can see, they have the elements, right? Now the difference between EXOS, especially when it came down to PvP, is that you actually had the ability to kind of like manipulate it. And if you had a certain amount of a certain element, you got a buff. But when you had a certain element, like say if you got broken by blue, if you broken by green, black, red, whatever, a certain effect happened to you. So you had to be very careful of how you wanted to be broken. And it kind of had a crazy layer of, it made a really crazy layer of detail strategy. And of course in PvP was really good. Eventually I remember one of the things, like everyone went blue because the meta at that time was there weren't enough blue characters in the meta that could really do anything, and or someone will all go red because there's not enough red in the meta, stuff like that. So it actually gave you a reason to switch and swap your gear, because the gear wasn't based on anything like it was just a headpiece, and what actually gave you the bonuses was the colors. So it was a very in-depth system similar to like this. Like this is currently only for, I think, PvE. I don't think this game has PvP at the moment, but it's a very similar system. But then they backed off of it years, I think, actually at least 1 year, but eventually they backed off of it and went with a more standard system. They actually went more into like an Epic 7 kind of system with how the game works in general, with like artifacts and things of that nature. Now here you have a brand new game, Honkai Star Rail, and it's basically brought that similar system back. I don't know if I could do it in this fight, but if I can, I'll just do it after this fight because I know it's in tutorials. So yeah, when you do a break, each break has its own specific little thing to it. And this is Videoception. I'm actually looking at my EXOS Heroes playlist here. You guys, at least from here, if you guys are watching this, you know, we've seen so many stuff about EXOS. It's just like, it's like a kind of like a send off. I'm gonna do a proper send off video, but God, I had a lot of videos. But I got this clip here from back in the day when I used to show my face, right? How much it ticks for, and then we're gonna add in Janai, and then boom, we should be able to see how insane that is. So what I'm going to show you guys is similar to what it was. This, I don't remember exactly in what stage this was. It's like, and when I mean stage, as in where Exos was. But as you can see here, you can see that there was red, green, and there's triple blue, red. This character is a red character, so that's why you see it's highlighting red. When Bathory here goes, and then we had dark. You can see the graphics and everything like that. Like it was really good. The game was really good. See, they got mana. And I'll tell you one thing that is going to be really hard to, actually no, I could still show it here in this video. Let me go back to base skills. Look at their like passives. Like the thing about Exos is that their passives were long. And once you got used to it, you got used to it. Like there were spellcasters and stuff like that. They were very long like thing. You had to get used to it. It was all about gaining mana. Once you got enough mana, you could utilize your ultimate. Let's see if I could show that. See the FC skill. There was a whole. This character was actually nuts when she was viable. There it is. You see these little blocks here? That's the ultimate. You gain mana. So there were characters that gain mana doing certain things, and they would use all their mana. It's very like when I tell you guys that the system is very similar. It's very similar. Like it's kind of nutty how similar the systems are. And this is another good thing to say about the breaks, right? See how they have 5, I think 1, 2, 3, no 6, they have 6. Now my Rera here is 5 awakened or whatever the hell it's called in this game. So when she does an attack, she breaks 5. You know, dagger guys do. All right, let's test this. So skill did that. Now you see 5 was taken out. And it's a very similar system. It's crazy. It's just insane to just think about that, like how a game that is rotating out, literally being taken out of service, and a system is coming in that's very similar to it. It's kind of funny. So yeah, weakness break. This is it. So you got physical does a bleed effect. Ice, they get frozen when they take a bleed effect. I would say bleed effect, but like a dot damage. Same thing with fire, dot damage. Lightning, dot damage. Quantum, a little bit different. Imaginary, a little bit different. So there was, it was super similar in Exos Heroes. It had different things. Like I said, you changed it by putting gear on. And that was a whole process, summoning, trying to get a certain type of gear to get the certain color, because if you had all the colors, like I said, let's just say, for instance, I think that tanks went red, if I'm not mistaken, they went red. I actually forgot that I do these at the end of the video. So, look, we even have that. So this is the gear thing, like I said, 2, 4, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6. So before, it wasn't this. Fire was something completely different. Frost was something completely different. Then it got turned into block, and then they had the awakening effect, so it became something even different later on. Yeah, this was it was this whole crazy thing. But again, this was something, this is actually something that they might take into later. Maybe this will be Honkai Star Rail's future, right? Like they might take this, because the system was unique. It was unique and it was very cool to me. So just thought I'd bring that up too. Another thing that you might see in this game is going to be, again, a lot of stuff that Exos had. They might have it that, let's say the most famous team is a predominantly destruction, or the white team might be the strongest team. So they might make bosses later on that completely counter that, so that you can't break them, or you have to make a different team. A lot of people hated that in Exos, but I personally don't mind it, because it forces you to build other units. A lot of the times, people that make gotchas, they don't want you to sit there with the same team 2 years down the line. They usually want to force you to invest into other units, outside of like content creators that will just do it because, you know, we make money out of it. So it's just very interesting, and I really want to know what your guys' opinions, because like I said, you'll probably see the rest of my Honkai Star Rail coverage, me just having fun, guides, all that stupid stuff, on a separate channel. But for you guys here, where the majority of my subscribers lie, what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that maybe they gave up a little bit too early on Exos Heroes, and they changed up a lot of stuff, and they could have kept it going? Because if this game turns out to be very successful, obviously, like I said, they didn't do it exactly the same, but it's very similar. Like, you can't watch an Exos story fight without thinking like, oh, not even just story. Actually, yeah, a story fight. Watch how the system works when it first launched, and don't think it's the same. Like, it's literally very similar at that. Another thing is that they do very similar here. Oh, look at that. That looks nuts. They do the whole aspect of... Oh, I get another thing here. The story fights and weaving fights into other fights. You walked around in an open world in EXOS as well, and you would then walk up to something and then it would trigger a fight, or you do a bunch of little smaller fights and then eventually you get to the big fight. So it was very, very similar to that as well. And one of the reasons why I'm liking this game right now and why it feels so unique and fresh is because a lot of these gacha games are like instance based, right? They're more you just tap on a thing, you go to the next chapter. Even a lot of people for Higan, they were kind of so happy. I think FD was even talking about it as far as like you go to the next chapter, you just run forward, right? So that was just a really cool difference and a change that I think that not having these standard gacha chapter 1 to whatever the heck, you're just fighting stuff. There's really no immersion and put into it, because I think people are starting to see that this immersion is really important. It's super important for how these games are played. Like I can pretty much progress the story as much as I want, right? And then only once I want to do something like this, then I spend stamina, which is amazing. It's kind of, I really feel like this is how it should be, which is really cool here, is that I can challenge this. I'm a little under level. I only leveled up my character because I'm egotistical, right? But, you know, there goes the support system. Now I can use a completely different set of characters, which is pretty cool. Allows you to have some fun, look at other characters, see what they do. And I think that that's just phenomenal. This allows, especially for if you're trying to do guides and stuff like that, I don't even need the character. Another really good benefit of EXOS, I remember adding specific people to my friends list from the comments or from my Discord, specifically because they had a character that I didn't have, or they invested into a different unit. I did the same thing in Path to Nowhere. You need to invest in the story and presentation of the game, because every game that's done that has either lasted longer than it had no business doing, and I'm saying that because of Path to Nowhere. Where's it at now? Where's it at now? Because I think the story was really good, the characters was really good. They pushed that, and I think it did better than it was expected to. I don't know where it's at now, but yes. Genshin, obviously, big thing. And now they're taking a lot of Genshin element, especially the look of it, and kind of branching that into different things. You know what other company is doing that? Riot. You know who also has a channel based on Riot games? This guy. If you guys have no idea, I actually have a Riot-based channel for Legends of Runeterra currently called Jinx Did Nothing Wrong. I'm going to leave a description to that as well in this video. A lot of people don't know about that channel. So it's a lot of reveals coming out today, but I thought I would do it on a video. I think that would do really well on my channel, so I thought that this would be the time. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy to see different gaming, different ideologies, different ways of promotions and stuff like that kind of coming into fruition. And I get to use this thing. I get to have some fun. I get to choose the level of difficulty I want it to be. Same thing with EXOS as well. I should mention is that EXOS had an amazing graphic quality and fidelity when it came out too. I might even go as far as to say I think that it was the best Tekken gacha at that time. Last fight, Kenny solo.
Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
I don't know, it's getting close.
I'll leave the rest.
No.
To you.
I'm trash. Anywho, that's going to be it for me. Like I said, follow those channels if you guys are interested in those games and those franchises, to be completely honest. I just absolutely love that this game honestly is going to really progress the turn-based stuff. I think Higan did as well, because it has a very similar like art style. I think we have to start praising and really bigging up games that look good, perform well, good story, because this is what we want. You want these games to really actually look and feel good. As far as like the gacha and all this other stuff, I'll take care of that later. We'll see exactly how crazy and how unfair, but a lot of times the rates are the same. People just get impatient. That's usually what that goes by. It's always the same always the same. But that's it. I just wanted to have a nice little fun discussion about the potential of this game being very similar to another game that actually did really well. Not only for this channel, but EXOS did really well in general. It was a really popular game for a while, and it went downhill. So I hope that this game doesn't. I hope this game stays up, because it benefits us that these games stay up. Genshin has still stayed up in that realm, in that more action-based gacha system. And they might be taking over the turn-based gacha system. And then eventually, guess what? I want a better look at Arknights. I need something like Archland, which is this, what the other channel was based on before. I want another, what is that? Not even turn-based, but I guess it is a turn-based strategy. But we need these games to start to look better. Look better, be better, so that it's not based off lust either. Like, none of these characters, and same thing with EXOS. EXOS had a little bit of couple characters that were like sexy, but the games perform better when they are a little bit more PG. They're more driven off a good story. They're not driven off of nonsense waifu, and a lot of people actually complain about that, and I feel like it is a thing. I actually don't like playing games like that either. I can't even tell somebody that I play in the game unless they're like, hey, you play that game? It's like, dude, like, I want to say, yo, I play Honkai Star Rail, and it'd be nothing. Yo, I play EXOS Heroes, and they're like, yo, that game looks dope. That game is awesome. And I don't know. What do you guys think in the comment section below? I'm just super excited. I'm geeked up on the game. I'm just so impressed at how good this game is, and that it has such a bright future. So yeah, so like, comment, subscribe. On this channel, we're gonna keep covering Higan because I still think it's a good game. Some more Talk OP and things of that nature coming forward from this channel. Keep this channel more general swapping games kind of thing. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.